Hey there, Brian Goulet of GouletPens.com, and today I got something kind of special for you. I went and visited the LAMY headquarters in Heidelberg, Germany, and while I was there, I had the amazing honor of interviewing their head designer, and got this video together for you to get some insights into how LAMY does some of their design. It's pretty fascinating, so I hope you really enjoy it.
Marco Achenbach. I'm responsible for the product development department. We call it product management and R&D. And this is the center where everything starts belonging to the products that we are facing under the LAMY brand. And I started my career here at LAMY 11 years ago.
Okay.
As a sole product manager, and then we expanded the field of activities to R&D due to some retirement situation, and I announced the possibility to take over and to combine the engineering and the marketing, and to speed up the process, to get things closer together, to what usually is a little bit separated, to integrate the engineers into more the marketing and sales activities, to get to know each other better and to be more powerful. And I think we finally reached it. And this is what I did now for 7 years so far. Yeah, the situation there.
Okay.
And my background is economics, so I'm not a designer, I'm not an artist, nothing like that, but I have, let's call it a capability or some talent to make the right decision on product, color, surface, what's necessary. And my main job is to organize and manage the competences, the creativity, the resources that we have into the right channel, to the right point. This is my job. Yes, okay. Yes. Everything starts with me.
Wonderful.
Yes, very wonderful.
Yeah, it's a dream job for a lot of people.
We are very proud of saying we are made in Germany. All products are made in Germany, and it's all located here at this address.
Yeah.
So all the buildings that you see have been set until the beginning of the 19th with the black building in the back. So this was the latest building, and after that, everything took place here. Everything comes out this resources. Yeah. And having this situation, this is the biggest challenge, to keep this inside this premises, or to get things out of it, even by this growing numbers. Yes. So machines running and now 24/7
they were saying
rhythm.
18 shifts per week.
Yeah. So only little breaks to change the people or to change some tools, but between that, machines have to run. And when it comes to this sort of success or growing, you always have to ask yourself: is this stable?
Sure.
Or sustainable? Can I
count
count on it?
Is it a boom, or is it going to retract?
Yeah. Is it some sort of effect, and will it decrease or break down in 2 years? So the biggest challenge is: will we invest on this level for the next level?
Right.
Or will we try to squeeze out the numbers from the existing?
Sure.
To be prepared when it comes down and cools up, not to sit on capacities that...
Especially if you invest in equipment and if you get
yes, of course.
real estate, I mean, that's big investments.
Yeah, so these are very, very, very strong and challenging
Are you still
decisions.
deciding what to do there, or have you more or less decided that you want to grow? You want to,
Yeah, we want to grow. We go with it. Yeah.
I like to hear that.
Yeah.
That's great.
We would like to invest. We feel comfortable. We feel strong enough, and we feel that we play a certain role in the brand market, even in our little business of writing instruments.
Yeah.
We see and recognize that competitors have no idea. There's no one developing this business, this sort of product. From the response that we get from the market, even from related products to what we call the lifestyle consumer products. The feedback is, "Oh, can we have a collaboration? You are very attractive with your analog writing instruments."
Yes.
And we say, "Okay, yes, you can. Are we not a little bit too small, or we are only making fountain pens?" Let's say, "No, you are very, very attractive, and people and the end consumers, they want to have it. They want to have your products as set of their personal belongings. Watch, LAMY fountain pen, smartphone. This is the set."
Right.
And we say, "Okay." And first time we try hard to believe that this is really fundamental, or it's not a
fad,
short effect,
yes,
or whatever.
Yeah.
And now we trust, and this is why we will invest and make the company a little bit bigger. Yeah.
That's great. I'm glad to hear that, because obviously we're working towards the same thing. You wouldn't have brought me here and do all this if you didn't want to grow, probably. So it's great.
Now it makes a little more sense when you realize that type of growth. Can I talk about that, Son?
Yeah, I'm doing 2 cameras,
Okay.
so that we can cut
Okay.
and cut between the 2 cameras and make it as short or as long or as natural as we
But a lot of the delivery issues now kind of make a little more with that type of growth.
Yeah, you're hitting
You know,
capacity issues.
So
That does make a lot of sense, because I think a lot of times my customers, they don't understand why there's shortages or why.
What's the problem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the problem? Just make more pens.
yeah.
You know, there's demand, so why can't I get my pen?
But when you go from 40 to 120 in such a short period of time,
Yeah.
I mean, that's,
there's your answer right there.
well, especially at this size, it makes sense.
Yeah, and even if you have it under this made in Germany aspect,
Yeah.
so it's a totally different situation when you produce in China.
Sure.
So the possibilities are totally different.
Yes.
But it's this core element of everything we do and say that it comes from Germany, and it comes from Heidelberg, and Yeah, the growth or a bottleneck is assembly.
Okay.
So we have, I think you might have seen in your
Yeah.
first touch of the factory tour that we have a high grade of automation, and those machines are at their limit, and we will double the capacity in those machines. System-wise, it's fountain pen.
No?
But besides that, it's a little bit surprisingly, but due to the international demand, it's roller balls,
Okay.
which had a very few part in the past, but growing dramatically. And model-wise, it's the complete range of LAMY Safari, LAMY All-Star, LAMY Lux, and Joy, Vista, everything related to this type of model.
Yeah.
So this is,
All of it.
through the ceiling.
Yeah, That's wonderful. I'm surprised. I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but I knew in the U.S. that the fountain pen was the biggest, seller, more so than the rollerballs, right?
For us,
Yeah.
for LAMY, I thought you meant in general. I mean, writing instrument-wise, no. But
No,
for
yeah.
LAMY,
I mean-
for LAMY, yes.
I thought that might have just been a U.S. kind of anomaly, but it's interesting to hear that the fountain pens sell greater than the rollerballs, because most other companies that we sell, they make fountain pens and rollerballs, but the rollerballs are usually 3 or 4 times the business of the fountain pens.
Well, business in the States is not a success story
Right.
at the moment for us in relation to the potential
Sure.
or as far as I can see, or I would say it's the right way to distribute, to get the product to the people, and to build the brand in the recognition of the people. And I think this has never been solved in the past.
We're changing it now.
Yeah.
I've been with, I don't know if you know, but I've been with LAMY for 14 years in the US, from Filofax to Readyform to Universal Luxury Brands, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
This is the first time, and Brian's been on board 6 years, so he sees this is the first time I think there's finally a change.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've always been challenged. I mean, in the U.S., we would see products coming out in Europe first, and we were told we weren't allowed to talk about it. We couldn't put it on the website, and bloggers in Singapore would post pictures of it, and our customers would be like, "Here's the pen. Why can't I get it?" And we'd be like, "I can't tell you." And that was just a challenge. And I think that's obviously starting to change, which is really good. And I think customers in the U.S. at least are a little confused because they don't know how distribution works, and they don't really know they don't know the manufacturing challenges and all this kind of stuff. They love to know more, especially because people that are into fountain pens, they're so passionate and they're so involved, and they love the community, and they love, the video and anything that they can do to see behind the scenes. They absolutely love that. And so anytime that they can peek behind the curtain, so to speak, they love to know. And so when there's distribution changes or there's shortages on certain products, they get confused as to, it makes it seem like they're not as much of a priority, even though I know that's not the case. So that's part of what I'm trying to do, is communicate to them what all's going on here, and the more they understand and feel connected to the brand, the more loyal they're going to be, and the more involved and the more interested and involved they're going to be with the brand. So it's very encouraging to see that LAMY is embracing that.
Yeah, and I believe that the story behind the LAMY brand is very interesting and fascinating, and there's so much to tell, and it's so I would say it's so interesting for a consumer to identify and to learn that it started with this pioneer fountain pen engineering in the 1930s in Germany, and then there was this strong marketing approach and design and the clear philosophy behind it, but still they do their thing in Heidelberg, and they engineering to the best and loving details and look at this and that, and there's so much to discover, and at the end somehow affordable too. Surprising. And even in comparison to the competitors who have maybe same price level, but they can tell, well, yes, we are made in China, but engineered somewhere, or yes, we are Parker, we had some premises in the States, and
40 years ago.
Well, see, what boggles my mind is that if you look at LAMY 2000, it's what now, going to be 52 years old?
Yes.
It's as relevant today, if not more,
Probably
than it
more.
was 52 years ago.
Yeah.
So that design, you look at that design, and it boggles my mind that that's 52 years ago, it was so ahead of its time,
It really
and
was.
52 years later, it's still ahead of its time.
Yes.
It's incredible. I don't think there's any, not just because I love LAMY and have a passion for it, there's no other pen brand that can come close to that.
That's right. And what helps us a lot is that due to the smartphone tablet business and this clear, reduced design, a lot of people get used to it and combines high value, reputation, image through these gadgets, and they start feeling, okay, this more traditional fountain pen does not match my high sophisticated 4K tablet look and feel and my smart watch, and but there's LAMY. Look at that. Is it a smartphone pen, or what are they doing? And then you can say, oh, they do it for 30 years because they love this design and they have the philosophy behind it. And it's the same that Apple, Samsung has in their books.
Yeah.
And this is the surprise and the story behind. This is what, very interesting for us too.
Yeah.
Until that day that we launched the LAMY Aion from Jasper Morrison, until that I preferred LAMY 2000 ballpoint pen with a broad tip.
Okay.
Now it's the Aion who's my favorite,
Okay. That's very interesting.
Which finish do you prefer on the Aion? The black one or the silver one?
For me, it's the black one.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. We started this business only to try it out. It was when Dr. LAMY was in charge. He started. At that time, they made it a little bit too sophisticated, too much design with difficult color combination, but in the past we said, oh, don't make it too regular. Make a break only on every 2 years or every 3 years. We are LAMY. We have 4 or 5 basic colors, and that's it. And then, but
a shade of gray, a lighter black.
Yes.
It's too wild.
Yes, you're right. This was the discussion, and but we saw the success, and we also were afraid that if we put a special color, then everybody jumps on it, and standard color decrease. This was our biggest concern in this, and then to tap into this novelty trap, and then you are forced to have a novelty because everybody's only waiting for the new one, bought from the standard. But lucky we are, everything increases. Standard permanently. And this is my most popular information that I have to share with everyone. The dark brown, the Umbra S2 is still the best-selling fountain pen. There's no other color, even no special color, selling more pieces than the old black brown.
For us as well. Is it for you as well?
Which color is
the charcoal?
It is. It's so we sell more of the special edition colors when they come out, but of all the regular colors, I mean, you see our numbers. The charcoal is
number one.
But year by year, chocolate is number one. And this was important for us to to find that out. That standard still works, so that there is a permanent demand for our basic colors, and special edition gives this impulse and really refreshes the awareness and the attractivity of the brand and the assortment. And this is why we decided, okay, it's a good instrument. So we have those collectors and we have those people waiting for colors. No problem having 10 Lamy Safaris in the pouch, and although the first still works.
I'm one of them.
Yeah. Well, it's a mix of several sources that I especially have to combine. So we get the information from the field, from the sales. They say, oh, we have a certain demand and this price level, and this system and this material. There is something people do not find anymore, or there's a little bit too old stuff within our assortment. Can we do something? Then we have some market research, some data from limited markets, and we analyze them and see, okay, there is a increasing demand potential, and we don't have a wide or a specific offer towards this demand. So maybe we can see from those numbers that the demand changes from 30 euro to 50 euros or 70 euros. So this is what people are willing to spend on. And finding out that, we describe the targeted product, or the idea of a product. So we know the price level, the system, the material, the competitive products within Lamy or outside, and then we decide who will be the best creative person to think a new pen, understanding everything, what is necessary or needed. And with Jasper Morrison, we found a perfect matching. Jasper is a sort of designer who does not have to acquire.
Right.
So we contact him very easily. You just go to the internet and say, oh, contact number, okay, you give him a call. Hello, this is Jasper, or his colleague, and hello, I'm Marco from Lamy. We have a project. Are you interested?
Okay.
And he said, oh, Lamy, yeah, I love it. This is fortunately most of the designers outside love Lamy.
Yeah, that's nice.
And even of the high potential and most famous designers, they say, oh, writing instrument, Lamy, yes, perfect.
Nice.
And he said, yeah, I would like to do. And then I described what we found out and what we believe is the frame in which this development and design has to take place. And then he said, okay, it's interesting. Give me some time.
Yeah.
And that's the
So
reason.
how long does that process take? When did you start from the initial contact with him till the actual finished product?
3 years.
3 years.
3 years. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody has a clue that it takes that long.
Yes, because it looks so let's say simple.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
surprising for me is that my feeling towards the Lamy Aion, or when I look at it, I say, this pen looks like it's existing for 10 years.
Right.
It looks so common, wie sagt man, like it has to be there.
Right.
It's a clear part of the Lamy assortment.
Yeah. It looks very complete, I would say. It doesn't look like it was an experiment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not too over-designed, not too experimental, not too dramatically.
Yes, yes.
It has to be new or different. It's just, I think it's close to perfect. And some say, well, it's something between 2000 and studio. It's a mix-up only, but I would say yes, they are right. But then it's perfectly done.
Yeah.
And mixing a 2000 and a studio to something new, and it's a difficult job.
Yes.
And it's still very characteristic. It's one of a kind, and this is it's not too often that you come out with such a result.
Yeah.
One philosophy of us is that we never work with a designer who has developed a pen in the past
Okay.
for other brands.
Okay.
Then he's
That
done,
makes sense,
and it's done.
Yes.
And we would do, or we can imagine to work with Naoto Fukasawa or Jasper Morrison again on a new project, or any other designer that we made a project with. But as I said, we are very limited in our the portfolio with novelties.
Yes.
So there are only very few projects that might come up. Because if you look at the assortment, the current assortment of the LAMY product range, it's almost complete. There's no real gap. So there is something on top, more premium.
Yes.
Maybe time's right to develop something there, but
Yeah, I really never looked at it like that. Aion kind of filled a little void that was there. But
Yeah, especially price-wise.
Yeah.
The Lux, the Aion, something in that.
that was the void, and now
$50 to
that's
$100 range.
been filled. So
we always carefully check if a new product really fits into it and increases the overall business. We would not decide to make something new when we bite something from the existing product.
Okay.
We would never have done a LAMY Aion if we felt that the studio would have been harmed.
Yes.
Never.
Right. I think they're different enough pens.
Yes.
yeah, I agree.
I think you're going to find a lot like you had before, where it's not going to take away from, but it's going to add to.
Yes.
It's going to get people more excited about it.
This is the challenge.
Both, yeah. And it's a different pen. It really is a different pen. It feels different in the hand.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see the studio buyer buying an Aion, but not in place of adding to their collection.
Yeah.
But maybe not deciding between the two. Maybe having both.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
not
if you, had the
between
same,
the two.
if you had like the exact same color in both, maybe I could see more of that being an issue.
Yeah.
But having different colors is different aspects to them. I mean, yeah, they're different. They're different for sure. I think that, for what it's worth, I'll tell you my opinion. The LAMY 2000 sells so well for us. The thing that people love about it, aside from just everything, classic design, but the larger ink capacity is huge. The piston ink capacity. We get asked so much about LAMY doing other piston fill pens, and then the gold nib. So I think that there's an opportunity to come out with more gold nib pens. I mean, I love the 14 karat gold LAMY nibs. They write like a dream, but they're not available on that many pens. It's certain studios, the Platinum CP1, like there's not that many pens that have that nib on it. I imagine there's production issues with the gold nibs. So maybe I'm asking for something that is not feasible, but I think there would be something in that kind of price range of a LAMY 2000, or maybe slightly above, they could have a gold nib. Because what ends up happening for a lot of people who just get into the fountain pen hobby is they start out with steel nib pens, Safari All-Star, things like that, and then it's usually a jump. It's diving deeper in to get up to a LAMY 2000, or maybe a Pilot Vanishing Point or something. And there's a lot of gold nib pens that start in that $150 range. And then, you can go more premium from there, but that's sort of like another entry point for fountain pen users is that entry-level gold nib pen. So I think there's more opportunity around that price range, that $150 to $200 range, for more products for LAMY specifically to develop in that range. And I think that it would be very well received, especially if you had something with a piston. So there's my 2 cents. Or other variations of the LAMY 2000. We get asked about that all the time. I know around the year 2000 there was the variation on the 2000. There was one that had like a red component to it, I think it was, or something like that. This was.
We made a limited edition one-piece set for this red auction.
Yeah.
Well, this is an argument on the one hand, but there's a technical restriction. The colors can only be dark.
Okay. Is that because
only be
what the material's made
dark
of,
blue,
or?
dark brown, and we tried it because this will be brushed at the end, and the dust, the metal dust from the stainless steel part is brushed into the plastic.
Okay.
And you cannot avoid it. And if the color is too light, you see
it all.
black stain on it.
Okay.
So there's black stain on this, but you do not see it because it's
part
black.
Of the look. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
And this was difficult enough to realize the red one, which should have been much lighter, more signal red.
Interesting.
But we had to make it more wine red to avoid this.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Another thing that's very popular among the U.S. market is anything that's clear. So, I mean, the ink window is huge.
Like Vista.
Yeah, the Vista is still an amazingly popular pen, even though it's been the same product. There's been no innovation on Vista in years. And so brands like Twisby, you may have heard of that, coming out of Taiwan. You know, clear pens where you can see the ink splashing around inside of it are huge. So something around that, any clear pens are extremely popular so that you can see the ink. I mean, LAMY does a really good job having ink windows on a lot of the pens, like the Safari and the All-Star in the 2000. So that helps tremendously. But being able to see that ink splash around, especially on a piston fill pen. I know the material.
A clear 2000 would be.
A clear 2000 would be.
Do you sell those clear pens under this demonstrator?
Yes.
Yeah.
Explanation.
That's a huge. I mean, there's so many different manufacturers that have these demonstrator pens now, and I mean, brands like Pelican, Aurora has a bunch, Twisby, Nublers, even. There's a lot of different brands that specifically design these demonstrators. Because I know the demonstrator pen originally was designed as a sales tool, to go around to the stores, but customers love it. And most of my customers in the U.S., they haven't been around in fountain pens for years and years, so they don't really necessarily even know what the history of a demonstrator is. They just know they like a clear pen where you can see the ink splashing around, and they really like the aesthetic of that. And plus, a lot of people in the U.S. at least like to match the color of their ink to their pen. So sometimes they feel restricted when they have a certain color. If they have a pink pen, they don't necessarily want to put blue ink in it. They might, but with a clear pen, a lot of people feel like they can put whatever they want. Or black pens work too. The clear pens, they get freedom. Yes, you can put whatever ink in whatever pen, but surprisingly. So for us, whenever we have any brand of pen, clear is usually the most popular. And then it's usually some form of black. And then it goes on from there. Blue is always pretty popular. And then any bright, vibrant colors usually do pretty well. Yellow's not so much.
No.
Greens are
Yellows are least
yellows and whites. We don't
popular.
We don't roll with white usually, unless it's a special edition type of thing. Green is really tough. Green is really hit or miss for us. It's got to be the right shade of green. Purple does really well sometimes. As long as it's not
Studio Racing Green?
The racing green is a great green. That was a perfect green, yeah. But if it goes too, I don't know,
neon-y.
Yeah, neon. I don't know. It depends. Those have become very fashion colors, you know. And then, golds usually don't do so well. For us, silver trim is much more popular. Black trim is very popular. Gold, not so much. Not so much. Unless it's designed into the pen, like the Lux or rose gold has been very hot the last couple of years. Any pen that we've had that has rose gold has been. I mean, the Lux, the rose gold is by far the most popular, by far.
Yeah.
Especially with the black.
We're looking in any direction.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially to our direct competitors on writing instrument. We were desperately waiting for innovation from other competitors. Unfortunately, they are not very innovative at the moment.
I would agree with that.
Which we feel very, very dramatic and dangerous, because the overall attraction of our business will decrease. Because there is nothing technically attractive. Nothing really new, no system, no new special ink whatsoever. The overall business will become more and more niche, and so this is why we look also onto other businesses, especially when we decided to play a certain role in the lifestyle field, to become more a lifestyle companion.
Okay.
With all our brand elements, but to be part of this lifestyle business. So we look onto smartphones, digital gadgets. We look onto fashion, of course, sport fashion, because of color, surface, materials, because they are innovative. They bring the technology further. Yes. And this is what we can adapt at a certain level.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this interview here today. I got a couple other for you that you can check out as well. One where I'm interviewing the CEO of LAMY, as well as doing a tour of their facility. It's pretty fascinating. Of course, you can always check out more information about LAMY pens on gouletpens.com. Thanks so much for watching, and right on.